Hello, good evening, everybody. Beautiful people. How you guys doing? And how have you been? How's your weekend been? And how is your Saturday opening up? Is it suggesting how the weekend will look like to you? Yeah. So I hope you're well. I hope you're fine. I hope you're doing good. You're doing awesome. You're doing beautiful. Work is fine. Business is fine. Everyone is fine. So nice to meet you guys once again. And here's a big shout out to Wise Network. Yes, am I correct? Mm, yeah, the Wise Network Ghana. Thank you so much for making this happen. So this is the seventh. This is the eighth of the eight sessions you're supposed to be having, and it's going to be the last of its kind. And I'm super excited to be sharing this with you guys. And we've had a long journey, and I hope you've learned. You've had a couple of tips, couple of ideas that you've taken back home that will be useful to you. Okay? So let me know in the chat how you're faring. Let me know your name. Let me know your location. I know majority of you are going to be in Ghana. So let me know which locality of Ghana you are in, how your business is faring, and how you're doing generally. So let's go ahead and use the chat section to speak back because I want you to communicate back to me, right? And I'm trying to see how not to talk to myself alone all through the period. So try and make sure that you are saying something back to me. And the best way you can communicate with me through YouTube is to chat. You may not be able to speak back to me verbally. So what you need to do is to use the chat section and talk to me. All right. And then I have a couple of ideas to share with you again on staying productive online. And I want you to keep me engaged. I want you to keep me busy. I want you to ask me questions. If you have questions from the sessions we've been having, the past 7 sessions we've been having, please do well to send it across. If you have questions from the one we are having today, please send it across. If there's something else you want to learn from us, please send it across. We'll be happy to help, we'll be happy to assist and answer. And I'm not here alone, I'm here with Burial. You're going to see Beryl in the chat. So say hi to Beryl and ask how she's faring. So Beryl is joining us from Nairobi, Kenya, and I'm joining you from Abuja, Nigeria. And my name is Udeme. I'm a trainer with Impactor, and I'm going to be your trainer for this particular session. So thank you so much for joining us once again. I'm looking at the chat right now, and I'm seeing Duka Chidebele. Hello. If you are still here, please say something. So I want to know if you're here. Please, when you join us, say something. Let's know if you're here. All right. So a couple of questions will be coming through. Now I'll be having. I want you to have a couple of questions for me as well, so that we'll have a great time together. Okay. So let's do this. So we are going to be doing this in 3 different segments. Now, the first part, we'll discuss the item that you need to set up your remote office, and then we'll explain the importance of having and building a productive work environment and providing top tips for you to get this done. And then we'll head over to the last part where we'll help you to manage and maintain your well-being, which is very key as far as you're a remote worker. Okay? So this is just a reminder for the bootcamp. If you have a small business, a big business, you're ready for it to grow and scale, please head over to chi.co/hustle academy. Beryl will drop that link in the chats. Please sign up for the Hustle Academy and then you'll be able to enjoy the week-long bootcamp where you get to learn about your business growth plan. You get to learn about sales. You get to learn about digital marketing. And then you get to learn about how to get funding for your how to get finances for your business. And then you get to also learn about how to pitch Then from pitching, you also get matched to a mentor who is going to walk you through the entire process if there was anything you didn't miss. All of this provided to you for free. Google doesn't charge you anything for giving you all those beautiful sessions and information. So thank you so much as you say something as you join the chat because I want to know who is on the call with us and say hi to Beryl again if you're here. All right, so let me just move on to the presentation proper. So how has COVID-19 impacted your role? I want you to let me know in the chat if your role got impacted by the COVID. The COVID was a the COVID actually wreaked havoc to a good percentage of people. But on the other hand, there was also the advantage it gave to some people because uh, less more people lost their jobs than the people that actually discovered their job or the people that actually made more money during the COVID period. So I want you to let me know how COVID actually impacted your role. What did it do to you? Did it Was it of advantage or was it of a disadvantage to you? Because it happened that people stop working, you can't see your colleagues again, physically, obviously. So you could only see your colleagues through virtual sessions, and that was how work was being done. So let me know in the chats if that really affected you positively or negatively. I know a lot of brands that sprang up during that period. I also know a lot of brands that made a lot of money during that period. I also know a lot of brands that they went down. Some went down to 000. Some could barely even survive before the COVID ended. So let us know in the chats if what was your own case. Right, so I'll be waiting for you a couple of minutes. I'm waiting for you a couple of minutes to see if you are going to respond to my questions. All right, anybody? Okay, so I'll just move on. So the first part, how to set up your remote office. So what is remote working? So remote working basically is a working style that allows professionals to work outside of a traditional office environment. So it's based on the concept that work does not need to be done in a specific place to be executed successfully. And this spike came during the COVID. Now with some offices, some brands discovered that the work they make people to commute every day down to could also be done online remotely. So everybody got working remotely and the job was still done. A lot of brands also switched from being an offline office to either hybrid, that is both online, both remote and offline. Some switch to being fully remote because you get to save a lot of money. So you have the ability to work not just within the office, you also have the ability to work from your home or from any remote place, right? And you're still getting the work done. So think of it this way. So instead of commuting your way to the office from a designated desk, you can execute your work, achieve your goals wherever you want, however you want, possibly whenever you want. So remote work gives you that flexibility to design your day so that your professional life and your personal life can be experienced to the fullest. You get your work done properly, you still have a life to live, you know. So you strike a balance. That is what remote work helps you to do. There's that peaceful coexistence that exists between your professional life and your personal life, especially if you're married, if you're in the married class. So where can people work remotely? Basically, people can work remotely from homes. You can work from your home. For some employees, working remotely from home is the best option. Like myself, so it gives you that more flexibility to your home life. Then you can go to a coffee shop, public places, cafes, restaurants, bars, just to help you boost productivity because you may find out that your home is very, very tempting to sleep. So coffee shop may be another option for you because you have to sit up to get the thing done, especially if you are not having live sessions like this where you need a quiet environment, right? So coffee shop would be another good place to be called a remote work environment, and then you can also make use of a co-working space. And then these are great options for freelancers and remote workers, but you need to be wary of the fees because most times they charge them very exorbitant fees. Some brands, organizations may charge you based on you come per month, some may charge you per day, some per week, all depends. Or you can make use of the library. So we don't need phones, we don't need to make phone calls. So library can be a great place. If you're not watching movies, library can be a great place because most times libraries always come with free Wi-Fi's, and then there are a lot of tables where you can easily just place your laptop or get things done easily. So what do you need to work remotely? There are a couple of things you need, obviously, to work remotely. So what do you need? Mfanakban, hi, how you doing? Thank you for joining us. Please feel free to say something if you're here. I want to know if you're here so that I'll know that somebody is here listening to us. All right, so let's move on. So what do you need to work remotely? Let's move on. A couple of things. You need a dedicated workspace, top on that list. You need devices. You need your internet. So a dedicated workspace, just a space that is separate from home, right? You need to have that space that you just assign. This is for work, right? Not your bed, not your couch. Okay, that space should have a seat, should have a table. That you know that this is your office for work, and then you need your devices because that's the technology you are going to be using to work. So you need your devices. You need whether you're using a tablet, a PC, a desktop, whatever it is. All of those will help you to work and collaborate remotely. And then more importantly, you need a stable internet connection that will help you to work effectively. A stable internet connection. Because if you need to get your work done, you're obviously not going to be able to get the work done without staying online, staying connected online. So you need a good internet source to be able to help you to get the work done properly. And then you need to also create your own workspace. Workspace. You need to avoid the bed and the couch because they are very soft and they can lure you to sleep. Trust me. So you don't want to be sleeping while you're trying to work. So you want to work when you need to work, and you need to do whatever else the bed and the couch demands when you are free from the work. So don't use the bed and the couch. Make sure you have a table. Make sure you have a chair, a good chair, and the space should be comfortable so that you can always stretch. And then you need to also very importantly consider your posture. So the physical equipment you need, obviously you need a phone. Some people can route from their phones, can route internet from their phones. Some people would prefer to have an external internet source like an ISP, while some people prefer to buy one of the service providers like what we have in Nigeria, maybe MTN, maybe Airtel, maybe Etisalat, maybe Globe. Then you need to have your computer, obviously, because your computer is more like your office for all your video calls and your documents, everything, just basically. And then you need to have a notebook for you to jot down things. For those of you that can use the sticker notes on your system, very nice because it automatically backs it up. You may not be able, you may not miss that one. But ultimately, you need to have something you can always scribble down your ideas on. To-do list, something to write on. It's very important that you have a notebook, maybe a pencil or something. Then you need to have a stable source of power. So you make sure that you have a backup stable source of power, maybe a generating set. Okay, possibly a solar generating sets that can help as well. So you can try solar panel devices. You can have power banks. You can have power banks that can very well assist you to get your job done properly. because just like the way you're not seeing my face very brightly is obviously because my power is out. Okay, so I'm using other sources of illumination, but it's not still bright enough like what my presentation light would have done for me. Okay, so as I'm talking to you, I'm talking to myself as well. The power banks go along with you have power pack. You need to have solar panels and a working generating set as backup because we Africans we are not too reliant on the power generating companies. Yeah, it's not something I'm proud about, but that is the reality. Okay, so make sure you have a backup, especially if you're having sessions like this that are live sessions and you don't need anything to go wrong. You need to have a power backup should anything happen. Then find sufficient internet connections for yourself. You can use an ISP that to bring a radio mount to your house, or you can use like one of the service providers, like I mentioned earlier. Make sure you consider a substitute alternative ISP. Maybe have a backup. We have a lot of money for it. Have a backup in place. Should ISP one go down, ISP two should be able to pick up. And then find the right router. You need to have a good router. You can route internet to all your devices. Some routers may not take a lot of devices. If they take more than three, they begin to get very slow, right? You can find something bigger. I know MTN has a lot. I heard there's a 5G router now for those brands, right? So you can find out maybe your location there's 5G, and you got lucky. You can begin using 5G, their 5G router to get things done faster. Then you need to plug into your Wi-Fi. The router most times comes with the Wi-Fi, or the ISP will always come with the Wi-Fi. So then test and compare the internet speeds so that you're not completely left out. Let's say something went wrong, the backup one switches in. Like personally, I'm using about three different internet sources as we speak right now. If one goes down, I'll be disconnected for a while, then the next one will just pick up, maybe within a minute or two. Then when you want to have live sessions like this, what you need to do is to check, compare the internet speeds so that the one that is best, one that is the strongest is the one that you get to use. So you need to sample all those options and make sure that nothing goes wrong. So what are the challenges of working remotely? There are a lot of challenges working remotely. So I want you to share with me what you feel, what you think are the challenges of working remotely. Hello Marina, how are you doing this evening? And how you stand. Oh, I'm so sorry. My internet kicked me out. I was talking about the internet. I decided to kick me out just in a way to test me. Don't worry, I'm back. Yeah, please let me know if you can hear me and you can see me. Can you hear me? Can you see me? Hello, Marina. Hello, John. And Fun and everybody that is here. Thank you so much for joining us once again. All right, so let's move on. So what are the challenges of working remotely? Now there are a couple of challenges that the remote work presents. People may think that the people are working remotely that are enjoying themselves. I laugh at them in break. So major challenges are there's a lot of loneliness. You don't have a lot of social interactions, especially if you were the type that was good at going out every time, going out. That part of your life is going to be cut off. So introverts will find it difficult to adjust to remote working life. Okay. So if you are used to office chats, you might find working from home very, very lonely experience. Right. So that's one of the big challenges that happen to remote workers. And then there's also self-discipline. You need extreme self-discipline and self-control to be able to avoid losing momentum on the work you're trying to deliver. So you don't need to convince yourself with that single YouTube. When you start it, you won't stop. so, so you need to control yourself and bring yourself under serious and strict discipline, right? And then most times you don't have employee benefits like health insurance, retirement funds. What else now? There's another thing. Let's say that they are feeding people in your office, people that are working on site. You won't have food to eat because the office won't cover your meals, right? Excuse me. And then it's difficult to switch. So when you work in an office, when the work closes, you close your laptop and you go home. Whereas if you're working remotely, you have to most times you work yourself. That's the truth. You work yourself. And you find out that you're working into your personal hours, and then it's difficult to switch off. Very, very difficult to switch off. And then there's that fear of missing out. So it could make you feel left out of occasions and picnics, office meetings, physical office meetings. And then most times you're most likely to be the last person to hear about it, upcoming event and all of that. That's not what you want. So there's always that fear of missing out if you're working remotely. And then there are also benefits for working remotely. Now, remote working is very, very fun as well because it's very, very flexible. So you can just get a lot of things done while working still from your home. So whether it's waiting for somebody to repair your sink or you want to receive a parcel, you can still get it done while you're at home and you're still working. And then you're not committing. If you're in a city like Lagos or Port Harcourt, you bear me witness that working from home will be the way to go because you have to wake up maybe like 4 o'clock, maybe you should be in the bus by at least 5:30. Because if you're not in the bus by 5:30, you can't get to the office by 8:39. And then you're returning by 5, you sit in the traffic and maybe get home by 8, 9 p.m. So you can imagine that kind of life. Maybe if you're a family person, the family rarely see you, sleep, you wake up, continue the whole process. I mean, it's crazy. So there's no committing. All that stress is completely wiped off. Then you have time for your family. Then there's less distraction. You have a life with your family. There's less distraction because you have some things. You have time to do some things. You have time to do laundry. You have time to do some other things. And then you're still getting your work done. Then remote employees are notably less stressed. They have high morale than their office counterpart because most times, in as much as we overwork ourselves, is more comfortable. You know your best times to work, your best time to get things done. So the morale of remote workers are always very high. And then a couple more benefits. You also reduce your overhead costs. Let's say you are paying for an office space in a city like Lagos, Abuja, you be paying nothing less than 2-3 million in a good location. So you saved all of that. You saved the running cost of the office. You save the cost of renting the building, maybe the cost of buying whatever the situation was. And then there's greater productivity, obviously, because you have an engaged workforce. And then you have access to a wider pool of talents from within where you are, from outside where you are. You have access to basically just everybody. Everything. You can hire people. You can hire people in America. You can hire people in the UK to work for you on the same project. Okay, so it makes it makes working very flexible. It makes life easier. Okay, and then you have improved employee retention also, because people get their jobs done most times and no problems. Most times, not every time. Most times, people get their works done properly. Okay, so I'm gonna be taking the pause to answer to your questions. If you have questions, please drop it in the chat for me. Any questions, please? So everyone that's here, thank you so much. Nduka, Mfon, Marina, uh, John, um, Ansi. Who else is here? Yeah, thank you so much. Okay, so John is from Kenya, Marina is from Ghana. Marina, so the difference between yesterday's session and this session is the one of yesterday is different, the topics are different, and this one is different. Yesterday's one was Google Workspace, right? Google Workspace is different from staying productive online. There are two different things. Google Workspace is a tool. Staying productive online is trying to give you a couple of tips how you can be productive while working. Okay, I hope that's explanatory enough. Yeah, hello, yeah, how you doing? Thank you for raising your hand. All right, so let's move on. Second part is for us to build a productive work environment. Now, a lot may go into how productive you are based on how your work environment is. So why your work environment is important? Because the quality of your workspace is directly proportional to how productive you are. So you need to have a designated area, designate an area for it, find the right chair for it, and then get a filing system to organize your life. Very importantly, you need to have a filing system to keep you in order. You need to have proper lighting and a good chair so that you don't get down with back pains and waist pains. You don't just pick anywhere within the house. Pick a particular location within the house where you can call an office, not just anywhere. So statistics has it that 40%, there's a 40% decrease in productivity due to workplace distractions and 27% increase in errors because of workplace distractions. So how can you minimize distraction as a remote worker? 40% decrease in productivity due to workplace distractions and 29% increase in errors. So as a remote worker, how do you want to stay away from distractions? So a couple of steps, a couple of suggestions. You need to let others know your working hours. Like I'm working right now from my home. I'll need to put up right up on my door. Please don't knock, right? So that people don't get to, I'm having a session like this, people come to knock. To send out instructions, maybe you need to drop a message. Maybe there's a WhatsApp group for everybody that may come to disturb you. So you can always tell them, okay, please don't come this time, I'm working. Please come this time, I'm working. Keep people in the loop around your working hours so that they don't come to distract you. And then importantly, you need to do one thing at a time so that it could be overwhelming to do a lot of things. So you need to break all those your bulk of job, break them into separate chunks, to break it into separate chunks so that you get this done, get this done, get this done. At the end of the day, the summation of all of that will mean something. Then avoid television and all those household distractions, because when once you start, you may not be able to stop. You won't be able to stop. Right? So put all the pets away. Put all of them. Put all the pets away. I'm not really a pet guy, kind of guy, but if it could be a distraction, please put them away. Okay? And then once in a while, take regular breaks, stretch, go out jogging, look into the moon, look into the sun, something. Just do something to help you relax your mind a little bit. It helps. Right. So how can you improve productivity within the teams? There are a couple of tricks that you could use to improve productivity within the teams. So how can you do that? How can you improve productivity within the team? Oh yeah, Marina, sorry about that. The topic is actually a mistake from the schedule, right? It's just a mistake with the topic, but the content is different. It's not supposed to be that name you're seeing there. It's supposed to be staying productive online. Marina, I hope that helped. Thank you so much. Please, thank you for understanding. Okay, Ansi is from South Africa. Hello, Ansi. Okay, so how can you improve productivity within your team? So a couple of tips. You could make use of some project management tools. So you need to be able to plan and collaborate on commitments, deliverables, and tasks. You also need to track the flow of work from start to finish, and then you can make use of some productivity and project management tools like Trello, Asana, then establish visions, establish deliverables on what is going to be done, establish logistics for team communication, promote visibility and transparency for all the work you're doing, and then track the quality and status of work, identify and address all the bottlenecks that actually exist, right? The next step is for you to improve. Next up for you to improve productivity around your team is for you to communicate properly. Communication is super key. So 70% of workplace mistakes are due to poor communication. That directly means if you are not speaking, communicating well within your team, something will go wrong. So how do you avoid that? Communicate. So communication plays a very fundamental and a very vital role in our daily lives, not just in our work life. You know, people in relationship, pastor communicating to the members, government communicating to a citizen. So for some, good communication comes naturally, but for others, it can be hard to articulate their thoughts and their feelings in conversation, often leading to a lot of conflicts and fundamental errors that could have been avoided. So whether you are an effective communicator or you're not an effective communicator, it's essential for you to understand that you understand the importance of good communication and how it can help you to move forward. It can help you to move your work forward, to move your world forward as well. All right. Okay. So general communications with been because ultimately speaking, strong communication is an integral part of any business success. So you need to have it at the top of your mind that you need to communicate properly. So it's important for you to communicate effectively when we are working in general. So especially when you have teams spaced, scattered all around, there are different communication tools that you could use to make work and communication to be done more effectively. So emails are very important, useful tools for business communication. To group mails will always get to allow you to send a single mail to a large number of recipients, unlike instant messaging tools or instant messaging chats like what you have with WhatsApp. Okay, then messaging platforms can facilitate any form of daily functions, a physical workspace, or an internal email thread will normally perform. So messaging platforms like Google Hangouts, Google Chats, let's say Microsoft Slack is also among, WhatsApp is among. So all those ones will help you to facilitate a lot of daily functions around the team within the team, right? And then you need to set a couple of rules to be able to make communication to flow effectively. So a few rules that you need to observe to get communication done effectively would be first off to communicate clearly, be very distinct when you're communicating. There's a former honorable member we have in Nigeria. He speaks big English. You won't even if you use a dictionary, you won't even understand what he's saying. You know, he speaks all these Latin rooted. He speaks the roots of the English word most times. So people just laugh when he communicates. When he's talking, because he's actually not communicating. The communication is not about using big English. If I'm speaking to you with German, I'm communicating with you using French, whereas you only understand English. I'm only talking, I'm not communicating. So you need to communicate distinctly, you need to communicate clearly, and then you need to think about the type of message and the context of the message before you even send it out so that you don't confuse people. And then you need to also learn how to respond promptly, especially if you're working with a team. Just knowing that something could go wrong if it was an emergency, if you're not responding promptly. And then make sure that you also have, you must have set out some roles, some role model and guidelines on what you want to do. So it must be a pattern of the way communication is done in a particular industry, in a particular firm. If you have a team of 30 with 5 team heads, maybe you don't want everybody reporting to you before you die. You want the managers to report to you from all the people that are under them. So there must be a pattern, there must be a guideline to how communication is done in a particular organization or a particular brand. So you also have tools for video meetings and for calls. You have the likes of Google Meets, where you can get to connect with teams remotely, can improve the level of communication, can boost collaboration as well. Google Meets is among Zoom, Skype, Microsoft Teams, WhatsApp. So let's look at Google Meets. So Google Meets is that enterprise-grade video conferencing tool that is built by Google, built on Google's robust and secure global infrastructure. You need to take advantage of all that beautiful design that can help you to get things done easily. So it's one of the tools that is actually integrated into the Google workspace, right? And then you can synchronize your meetings directly from your calendar. So if I'm sending a calendar schedule to you, the meet is automatically added to it, right? So it makes the whole process very easy. And then the invite is sent to your email. You have the calendar linked to Google Meets, Google Meets linked to your email linked back to your calendar. So they are all interwoven, making life very easy. So it's used for it's used for video conferencing, so you can get to connect with people from everywhere. You can get to share your screen, you can get to chat while you're on the screen, and just a lot of things. There's an app for it. There is a web-based version of it. You can download it on iOS, you can download it on Android, and just basically all those devices. So you can create in-depth phone number so that people that don't have internet can use a dial-in code to be able to just still join the meeting without having an internet connection. Now the next one is the Zoom. So Zoom is that application that can be downloaded on your desktop. I have one on my desktop. You can download it on your mobile device, so you can always get 45 minutes, 40 minutes of free video call. Google Meet is limitless, but Zoom can only take 100 people in the free version, and you can record those for the 40 minutes that you finish. You won't be able to record on Google Meets. Google Meet will not give you that much liberty, except you're using the free, except you're using the premium version, the one that comes with the Google Workspace. Okay, so you can use Google Meet to host or join a meeting. You can request a demo, and up to 100 people can join a particular call on Zoom. So Zoom got a lot of attention during the COVID. Before now, the Google Meet was not actually free. It was actually a paid tool. So when Zoom was catching a lot of attention during the COVID period, Google decided to open it up. I actually prefer Google Meet because it's lighter. The technicalities of joining a meeting and creating a meeting is very, very seamless, very, very simple compared to what you have with Zoom, and it consumes less data compared to Zoom as well. And yes, we're speaking about Microsoft Teams now, so you can get to create channels. Yes, you can get to create teams and channels to organize various departments of yours. Can get to also utilize chat and video call functions to boost communication within the team. You can use share apps, can use emojis, can share documents, can collaborate, can share your screen. Then you can use that at function to tag team members, notify them. So the Microsoft Teams is included in the Microsoft 365 package. It's not a free version application. That's what you should note also. Then we have Skype. The Skype this is what we knew back in the days before all these other ones came. It's also a Microsoft tool. It has that immersive full screen video. You can send chats to anyone, can blow your backgrounds, and then there's so much more you can do with your video conferencing. Okay, so let's move on to how to run effective meetings. So you need to set your agenda straight. So this will help you to frame your discussions properly. And then you have a wider session, you can ensure that everyone is on the same page. At least maybe give people a hint of what they're expecting to hear from you. And then consider your tone of voice. People are not going to be seeing you, and all they are going to be seeing is maybe your body language, which is you should make it easy for them to be able to connect with you and to know that they're relating well with you on good terms. So make sure your intonation is good and you are expressive, you're not just monotone. Okay, and encourage people to always use their cameras. It consumes data, yes, but you can always get to see people that you've not seen physically. And then be very timely. Don't leave people waiting on the call, be punctual, and so that people can trust you for that. Just like what Imposter does. I know we rarely even miss a second for video sessions like this. It rarely happens. I know we had trouble yesterday, but that is just one out of a very long time that happened. We always keeping to time. Yeah. So, and then there are a couple of etiquettes you should also bear in mind when you are video conferencing. So first off, you need to prepare yourself, right? Prepare yourself. So don't just jump on and say something. Don't just jump on and say something. You need to have what you want to say before you even get on that call, and make sure you dress appropriately. Don't walk naked because you're joining a remote call, right? Then consider your lighting. I know my lighting right now is very poor, like I explained earlier. The backup source is not working. So that is why my lighting is poor at the moment. So you need to consider your lighting so that people can see your face properly. And your background too is very, very key, very, very important. And your audio is also important as well. So people can hear what you're doing. People can hear what you're saying. All right. So a couple of tips for effective collaboration. First of them will be for you to equip your team with the right tools. Make sure you have them equipped with, maybe giving them laptops, you're giving them microphones, you're giving them lights, and just all the stuff. Equip your team with the right tools. Make project management very easier for the entire team, right? And then make document sharing easier as well, so that people can easily have access to those documents and get things done more quickly. And then encourage collaboration within several departments so that things can be done faster. And then prioritize your company culture, whether people are working on sites or working remotely. It's very important that you prioritize the company culture. Now, final top tips for productivity be, instead of under communicating, please over communicate. Send that instruction, come back and send it again. Make sure you send it again so people will see it. Over communicate it to help you, right? And then you need to be disciplined. So it's not a vacation, it's not a paid leave. You need to know that you're also working. So you need to bring your discipline to be able to get things done and done on time. And then you need to have your tools, all your tools ready for work. System, your PC, your tablet, your phone, your internet, your power, backup source, everything must be ready for it to work. You need to find that booster and use it. What gets you energized? What gets you motivated? What gets you ready to work? And when you need it, you need to get all of those available. Okay. So I'm taking this second pause to answer your questions if you have some. Any questions? Any questions? Okay. So I'll just move on to the last part before we call it a day. All right, so let's see how you can manage and maintain your well-being. Why is it important for you to manage your well-being? It's very, very key that you manage your well-being. Of course it is. It should be. So it's important for you to manage your well-being because it impacts your overall health. If I'm not in a good mental state, if I'm not in a good health state, I won't be able to be doing this. Right? So it's important. Overall health is very key. So you need to be healthy to be able to work. You are healthier and fitter when you manage your health and your well-being. So it leads to greater productivity as well. If you're not mentally strong, you won't be able to do a lot. Okay, so my power is here. Okay, my face will be brighter now, obviously. Okay, so it also increases your resilience. Increases your resilience. It also gets to increase your resilience as a person. Increase your resilience as you get to do your work properly and get it done very well. So you overcome obstacles head on. You don't crumble in the face of challenges and setbacks because your mental health is in place, mental health is in check. Then you boost your morale and your level of happiness. You feel more engaged, you feel more supported, you feel more happy. And this has a huge impact on your working life, your business life, and your remote working life, yes, generally. So what can you do to manage, having known the benefits, what can you do to manage your well-being? So what you need to do top on the list to avoid overworking. Don't overwork yourself. Your body is not a machine and you're not a robot. Right? So you need to set your reminders to take your jobs done and also set reminders to take breaks. Take breaks with your reminders. So take a break, stroll, take your dog for a walk, something. Travel to the space, come back. Just do something to get your mind a little bit relief. And then be clear when your team, be clear with your team when you are leaving. So let people know that there's a time to work and there's a time not to work. So at the end of the day, people don't overthink. People don't think that you are too much a workaholic, like some of my colleagues are. So you need to have a work-life, work-personal life balance. Very, very important. Be clear between this hour to this hour. I'm not picking your calls. Anything related to work has to wait till when there's work. Then turn on those notifications when you need to, especially when you're on break. Turn it off. They don't distract you. Then schedule in activities like taking a walk, riding a bicycle, going to the gym, something just to get your mind cleared off. Right. And then be ready for the culture shifts to help you embrace the shifts. You need to consider the following. First of them, you need to trust your overall work performance. It's very, very important that you need to trust your work performance and then rethink the concept of work. So the concept of work has actually changed from what we knew from coming to a physical location to work. So things have changed. So you need to fit into today's world. I see a lot of companies still working fully on site. I just look at them and laugh. Reality has not yet hit. So ultimately, brands should already rethink about okay, either I'm doing fully hybrid or I'm doing fully remote instead of having people to be committing. What about the risk and all of that? So you need to rethink the concept of work generally and then understand your commitments. What are you up against? So you need to educate the team as well what they are up against. So your commitments needs to be under check so that work gets done when it has to be done. And again, you need to be very patient with people. You need to be very patient with the system as well while everything takes back shape. And then it gets to also manage your overall well-being by exercising regularly. So you need to encourage your team to register in the gym, take exercises seriously, and then take mental health as a very serious business. Trust me, it's a very serious business, more than what we used to know back in the days. We've seen a lot of people commit suicide of late and all of that. So pressure of life just hits you. So you need to take your mental health and your physical health very seriously. And then check in with your managers, team regularly, and just know that everybody's having a good time. Then you need to ultimately separate your your professional life from your personal life. To encourage people to always separate those two lives apart so that they don't clash. And then again, you need to organize in-person social meetups once in a while to get to meet everybody face to face. Like remote hybrid offices will always have the opportunity to get to see themselves once in a while. So that makes it more interesting. All right. So this is going to be the last pause for questions if you have some. And well, next steps, if you want to learn some more, please head over to learndigital.withgoogle.com/courses /digital skills/courses. And then you can head over to g.school/hustle academy and make sure that you sign up for the Hustle Academy, which is a week-long bootcamp where you can get to learn about how to draw your business growth plan, sales, marketing, digital marketing, getting funding for your business, and then you learn how to pitch. And then ultimately you get matched to a mentor that will walk you through any of those processes you didn't understand. Yeah. Right. So where am I? So follow us on social media platforms, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. And then follow Impact on social media platforms as well. Please let me know if you have a question for me. Any questions? And then we are open to collaboration. Please impact her. We're open to collaborations. If you have an organization that is ready to partner us, please link them to us. Beryl is going to drop an email. Please reach out to us and we'll be happy to partner with you. We have an organization we need to train, we need to mentor. Please reach out. There's so much more we can do. Aside from this, so that is an email for you. If you want to talk to us about partnership, please reach out and we'll be happy to. From anywhere across Africa, we'll be happy to bring that partnership to life. All right, so any questions? Okay, so all the certificates are going to come to you, Marina, all of them. There's a little backlog that we're trying to clear off. So as soon as the backlogs are being cleared, all the certificates will come to you. And please don't forget to fill the attendance. Please don't forget to fill the attendance. That is what is going to be used to send your certificates. So fill it properly. Yeah, so this is me telling you a big thank you very much for your time. Thank you for spending this couple of weeks with us, learning. So as long as you fill that attendance, your certificate will come, right? I can assure you that. All right, so no questions. Beryl is grateful as well, and she thanks you so much from where she is. I thank you so much from Nigeria, and those of you that are joining us from Ghana, Cameroon, I see all of you. Thank you so much. Not Cameroon, South Africa. I see Ansi. Ansi is from South Africa. I think Yah is from South Africa too. She didn't say anything. Marina is from, John is from Kenya. Marina is from Ghana. And everybody. Mfonakban is obviously Nigerian. Yeah. So it's almost 6 p.m. here in Nigeria. I know it's about 5 p.m., almost 5 p.m. with your time. So we are GMT +1 in Nigeria. Ghana is GMT. I know South Africa is GMT +2. No, is it +2 or +3? One of those, South Africa and Kenya. So those two countries used to confuse me. So whatever it is, I want you to enjoy the rest of your evening and have a swell time. Okay, so it was nice meeting you guys. So enjoy the rest of your day, the rest of your week, the rest of your evening, and have the best of it. Bye.